Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Stitched Up. So today's vlog is my turn to talk to you about the Selfless Sew April Challenge 2023. And this is a challenge that I'm sure you've all heard about by now because there has been lots about it on social media over the last few weeks. Run by the lovely Adele from Sew for Serenity, Claire from Stitch Hem Sew, and Crystal from my Sewcial Thread. So I will leave links to their vlogs down below in the description box so you can go and check their introduction vlogs out around this challenge. I'm not going to go into loads of detail about this challenge because I am sure if you've been following all the other vloggers on the vlog tour throughout April, you will have heard all about it by now. So I won't bore you with all the details, but suffice to say the challenge is all about sewing for someone other than yourself. And there are different categories, which I will leave some little visuals in the corner of the screen for you that tell you all about the different categories that you can enter throughout the month of April and show your finished item on the 31st of April using the hashtag that I will put along the screen. I think it is Selfless Sew 23. I think. Oh gosh, you know, I'm totally unprepared for this. Can I first just start by saying I am really sorry for the light. I am filming this early morning in my sewing room, as you can see, and the light is shining directly on me through the window, so there might be a few shadows, etc. So I'm really sorry about that, but it's the best I can do. I'm a girl that lives at home and has to vlog when I get the opportunity, and this is the opportunity I have to do this. So I was really excited to take part in this challenge this month. I didn't know if I was going to be able to take part in Sew Frugal last month because of the impending arrival of my grandchild, my first grandchild, and I did manage to get a vlog out for that, but I knew that come April my grandchild would be here and this would be the perfect challenge for me to be able to create something for my first grandchild. So I was really happy to take part in this challenge and support Adele, Claire and Crystal with their efforts. There are tons of sponsors on this challenge, so there's a perfect opportunity for you to win something. And yeah, I am all about sewing for my granddaughter. For those of you that don't know, my daughter gave birth to our granddaughter at the end of March, and she's absolutely gorgeous and I'm madly in love. Anyway, let's get on to what I am planning to sew for her throughout April. By the time you're watching this, because I'm filming it earlier on in April so that I can actually get on with my makes. So by the time you're watching this, I've probably already made a few of these items anyway, but I'm going to tell you about them now so that I can crack on and get some of them done. So the first thing that I want to sew for my granddaughter, who's called Layla, is a little hat for the sun, because they've been up, I mean, they live in Leicester and they've been up to see us a couple of times and it's been a really lovely sort of afternoon. We have a south facing garden, so it gets really sunny throughout the majority of the day. It's a real little sun trap, but obviously little babies you need to protect from the sun. So she's really tiny, bless her, and I found this gorgeous little pattern for a sun hat from Twig and Tail, which is called the Sunny Hat. I will leave a link to it down below. I'll put a picture up here. It's a free pattern and it's just a quick little download. I've got my little pattern here traced off, and it is just three sheets. It goes actually from prem size right up to large adult, so it spans a whole range of sizes, so you can sew one of these for yourself if you really want to. But I have traced off the 0 to 3 month size, and I am going to sew that up for Layla using some of my fat quarters, because I have put the pattern pieces on a fat quarter and I can get this entire hat for her out of 2 fat quarters. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to create 2 sort of rouleau straps, you know, very narrow straps, and attach them to the hat so that I can just tie it loosely under her chin, because obviously, as we know, little babies move their heads about all the time. They don't like keeping hats on, and we want to protect them, don't we? So I am going to just put some little straps on as well, so that it can be just tied loosely under her chin to keep the hat in place when she's bobbing her head about. Excuse Piper, he's being quite demanding this morning because he's desperate for a WALK, and yeah, so he's at my feet at the minute. But anyway, that's what I am going to do. This is a 6-panel hat, and it's fully lined as well. It looks very straightforward, and yeah, I'm going to whip up a couple of these for her, I think, so that she can wear them throughout the summer. And yeah, it's just going to be great when we're out in the pushchair with her, or if we're sat in the garden and she's in a pram, or I've sat with her on my knee enjoying the trees and the birds and the wild plants and the flowers, etc., and I can just stick a little hat on her head just to protect her face from the sun. So really excited to do that. The next project I want to make for her is something that I have had in my stash for a long time, and I've always wanted to make one, but it's always been way down on the priority list. I'm sure we've all got those projects, haven't we? And it is this book here, which I'm sure many of you have probably already heard of. Perhaps many of you have already made Luna, but this is the Luna Lapan book, and it is a book which includes 20 patterns for the rabbit and all the accessories and garments for said rabbit. And I have had this book a few years now and never really had the excuse to make one, but now is the perfect time. So I'm going to make Luna Lapan for Layla. Obviously it's not really a toy, but I think it'll be a really nice keepsake for her as she grows older, knowing that her nana made it for her. So I even have the felt in my stash already. I've got this wool felt here, which I think I got from Boys, which is one of our discount stores up in the north of England, and they sell lots of crafting projects, crafting project supplies along with fabrics as well. So they sell all sorts really, plus household items and things, and they do sell wool felt along with the is it polyester felt? But I quite like the wool felt because it has this really nice sort of mild effect and it's not itchy. So this is going to be for Luna. I've had this in my stash, as I say, probably about 3 years now, ready to make Luna. I have tons of fat quarters again, which I can use to make some of the garments for Luna. What I am planning to make for her first is the little dress. Let me show you that, which is this one here. I think it's really cute, really sweet. So I'm going to make the little dress for her. Again, probably out of fat quarters because we've all got loads of those, I'm sure, haven't we, in our stash. And I would at some point in the future like to make the little coat as well, which is this one. I think that's absolutely gorgeous. So when Layla gets a bit bigger and she wants to take Luna with her on her little outing, she can put a little coat on as well. And also I think nearer Christmas it would be really cute to make the little cape for her as well, as a little Christmas cape. So yeah, I am really looking forward to making that because I think it's just something really different to what I normally make. I've not made soft toys before, so any of you that's experienced in that, do let me know any of your tips and tricks. I do believe that the majority of Luna is hand stitched as well. That's going to be interesting, but we'll see how we get on with that one. So the next project that I have is also something that's more of a craft project than a garment project, and I have this panel of bunting that I got from Pound Fabrics when I made an order a couple of months back, and it's this bunting panel, and they do them in different designs. This one is a fairy design. They do a boys version as well. I think it's pirates or something like that. I will, if I can find it again, because I think they still have these in stock, I will leave a link to them down below. But essentially it's a panel that is already pre-printed with bunting flags that you can cut out and sew up into bunting. So I have bought this for Layla. I have bought this for Layla for her bedroom, and I am going to get this sewn up during Selfless Sew April to get this made so that Bronte can put this up in Layla's room for her. So when she is in there in her cot, she can look up and see the flags of colour, and I think that's going to be really sweet for her. So again, I have made bunting before. It's very straightforward. This shouldn't take me too long to do, and it should be a nice easy project, and obviously this challenge is going to be great for encouraging me to get that sewn up. And then the last project that I have is the most time consuming project I think will be, apart from Lunar Lapan, and this is a dress pattern that I got from a Destash on Facebook. Let me just grab the pattern and I'll show you. So this is Simplicity 1205, and I bought this pattern because obviously it's little girls' dresses. It was from a Destash on a Facebook Destash group, and I saw the little dresses. I love the little sailor dress. I think that's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, all these little dresses are just so pretty out there for little girls. And this goes from a size newborn up to 18 months. So I thought, you know, it's going to be perfect to make a little dress for my granddaughter. Now, when it arrived and I took the pattern instructions out and had a look, I then noticed that it has this smocking. Now, I have never done hand smocking before, or any type of smocking. I have no idea how to do smocking, and yeah, I then sort of thought, oh, I didn't realise when I got this from the Destash group that it had a smocked panel in the middle. So initially I put it to one side thinking, I don't know if I can do that. And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a go. I'm going to do some research and I'm going to have a go. So I have been doing some research, and I found a channel on YouTube called Rosery Apparel. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's quite a big Tasmanian vlogger that does lots of sewing projects and DIY stuff, etc. I'll leave a link to her channel down below. But she has a really good vlog on how to do basic smock stitches, and she's also got a couple of projects on doing hand smocking in adult garments as well that are actually really nice. As I say, I will leave a link to her down below so you can go and check that out. But I watched her hand smocking tutorial vlog and thought, actually, I think I can do that. So I'm going to have a go. Now, I am planning to make version C, I think, for Layla for this summer, and I have got this fabric again that I got from Pound Fabrics that was in my stash. It is 100% cotton with upside down rabbits. Are they rabbits? Bunnies, rabbits, yeah, teddy bears, whatever. And yeah, it's a poppy fabric. They're bunnies, look, Sweet Bunny it's called. And I've had this in my stash a while, ready for making something for Layla. So I've got a metre of this, and I've already made a bit of a start because I have cut out the pattern piece for the smocking, and I have put all the dots on. So any of you that haven't done hand smocking before, basically what you do is you have a piece of fabric that is twice the length of the finished smocked piece that you need. And the reason for that is because you put dots on in like a grid format. These have been dotted on using a water soluble marker pen, and they are all at 1/2 inch distance apart from each other in a grid format. That obviously is quite time consuming to do. So I have my I have my gridded up piece of fabric already prepared here, and then what you next need to do is you need to gather this up. So you insert needle and standard thread in and out, weaving all the way through every dot along each row and knot them at one end, and then when you've done all of that, you then concertina it all up so it pleats down, and at that point you then start the smocking pattern. And to do the smocking pattern, there are various patterns available. I'm obviously going to start with something fairly simple and straightforward. You need crewel needles, which I picked these up from Boys, these prim ones, and then embroidery floss, which is this, what I've got here. I chose this when I went to Boys yesterday because I thought those colours sort of worked really well with this fabric. So I am going to have a go at hand smocking a panel and then creating the dress using that panel. Wish me luck, because as I say, I have never done anything like this before, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we get on with that. But I'd really like to do it because I do like, you know, the traditional hand smocked children's clothes are just so beautiful, aren't they? And they really are heirlooms. And I don't know, I've got this sort of nostalgic, romantic idea that I create this gorgeous handmade dress with a hand smocked panel on it, and my daughter will keep it forever, and it will be passed down through the generations, and my legacy will live on. Who knows? But anyway, that's what my head is thinking at the moment in the euphoria of having a new grandchild. So we'll see how we get on with that. So they are my projects for the Selfless Sew Challenge for April. And yeah, I've got a couple of easy, straightforward projects and a couple that are a little bit more involved with some new techniques for me and new crafts for me as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how we get on and how much of this I get done. And as part of the challenge, you can obviously post your works in progress throughout the month of April, although you've only got a few days left by the time you see my vlog, using the hashtag Selfless Sew April 23 whip, which I will put along the bottom of the screen below, and then put your finished garment project, post it on Instagram on the 30th of April, and you might win a prize. So that's it from me today. Let me know down in the comments below what you think to my ideas. Have you made anything like this yourself, and can you give me any hints and tips? I would be really grateful for any advice you can give me. So I will say goodbye for now, but take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye.